If you've been online for more than 10 minutes, you have likely run into an online scam. Scammers have many different ways of trying to con you out of your hard earned dollars, but today I wanted to specifically focus on employment scams. These scum of the earth people, they crawl out of the woodworks like cockroaches and try to con unsuspecting people who are desperate to make money online. So today I'm going to do a walkthrough of some employment scams I found online just in the last 24 hours. And I'm going to show you exactly what the red flags are that you need to look for. Let's jump in. All right, jumping right in. We have the first one here. Great pay, flexible schedule. Blackline is hiring. So right off the bat, I see excessive use of exclamation marks. I see that the writing is very poor for English. And it seems like they can't decide what they're hiring for. Data entry clerk, online cashier position. So there's some confusion there. It's entry level, no experience required. The starting wage is $19.50 an hour. It's part-time, it's full-time, it's flexible, it's got all these great benefits, but how do you apply? You have to reach out to them. So all of those are just huge red flags when it comes to looking for a legitimate remote position. So yeah, training provided, emojis. All right, here we have another one from an Australian group. A rewarding job, they say. Hospitality assistant, but in order to apply, you have to contact them. You have to comment your postcode and contact number. Definitely huge red flags. Nothing there about the company, nothing there about the role, and no legitimate way to apply for the position. So those are definitely huge red flags there. All right, we have another one here for an online recruiter. Exclamation marks here again. Poor English, poor punctuation, online recruiter. The job title isn't even capitalized. And then there are lots of different roles: data entry, customer service, patient administrative assistant. And then the pay is $28 an hour. So there you have a super high pay. And the position is for immediate employment with no experience. It's very unusual to find a position with no experience needed that would pay you $28 an hour and that you would have to message the employer in order to apply. So again, those are some huge red flags for that particular position. And anybody can apply. Retirees, young adults, it doesn't matter. That's definitely doing a lot. Here we have another one by First Key Realtor HML. Now, one of the things you definitely always want to do is just Google that company name, and you will find that it's either not a legitimate company that you can find, or the company actually has no openings. And if they do, you can actually apply through the legit way if they have an opening. So here, $455 weekly, no experience needed. More staffs needed. Staff is already a plural. So there we have again, poor English, poor writing. And then you have to, private message them in order to apply. And then they've got this really weird looking Gmail account there that just, gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like if you see something like that, just run in the opposite direction. Or just run in the opposite direction. So here we have another one, full-time and part-time available, 3 staff needed. Look at that looks so weird. And then so it's $60 an hour, guys. $60 an hour. How unrealistic is that? With no experience required, no education limit. So that's in Australia. And then in order to apply, you have to send them a message. So this is definitely, again, very, very unrealistic. It tells you nothing about the company. It tells you nothing proper about the position. It just gives you all of these feel-good details that you will make a decision based on your emotions. and not your head, but just remember, these are all huge red flags. If it seems too good to be true, that's because it probably is. All right, so another one here is an investment opportunity. Investing in stocks and making over between $25,000 to $85,000 a week. Unrealistic, definitely unrealistic. No experience, no expertise needed. They will give you all of the details, and in order to apply, you need to message Lisa Marshall. Well, I don't know who Lisa is, but girl, stop scamming people on Beyonce's internet. Just stop. Here we have another position. Checking to see if anyone here is in need of a full-time or part-time job. Data entry, customer services, call center, administrative assistant, flexible and easy, $25 an hour, anywhere of your choice in terms of location, and all these great benefits. You can start tomorrow. And if you're interested, you would need to message them, or you would need to comment interested. If you ever see something that looks like this, these pop up a lot in Facebook groups. In local like marketplace, buy and sell groups or local vacancy groups, just run in the opposite direction. Remember, poor English, poor writing. If it seems too good to be true in terms of the benefits and qualifications needed and the pay, it most definitely is too good to be true. You were warned. Do not be scammed out here on Al Gore's internet. All right, so here we have a situation, the funds for the software cost. So a little background on this one. This person originally thought that it was a legit opportunity, and so they applied. And then the hiring process, and I'm putting process in uplifted commas, took them over to Telegram. So no legit position will take you over to Telegram. Okay, it's not going to take you to Telegram. It's not going to take you to WhatsApp, Messenger, or Google Hangouts. If anyone tells you that these positions are hiring on those, like the hiring manager will speak to you on those platforms, just run in the opposite direction. So this person is being told that the software they'll need for the position is $3,200 US. And the company is going to give them the funds by sending them a check to their email, and they will print the check, and then they will have to cash the check. So this is a pretty common scam, which is just check fraud. So you definitely want to be aware of this. Never print anything and go into any bank and try to cash a check that you printed via your email. That is not legal, that is not legitimate, and you will get in trouble. And nothing's going to happen to the person who told you to do it, because they're using fake names and fake emails and all of that good stuff. So on the left here is the supposed company that this person applied to. Seems to be a legitimate company. However, they were definitely not hiring. It's just somebody who was pretending to be from the company that approached that individual with that job offer. And then here on the right, we have another position where this person thought that it was a legitimate position for a response service representative. They applied and they thought they were gonna get through. So this is just another instance where you have to be really, really careful. This person had to text the interviewer on Signal. This is another platform. If anybody approaches you with WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, Messenger, they're all scams. Here's another example where it's a part-time position, apparently paying $3,200 a month. And yeah, 21 years or older, they need to be a resident of the US. They have to have the ability to print documents. Oh, actually, I think this is the same one I was just discussing, where they told her she would need to pay for the equipment. They would send her a check. That's that same position right there. So it kind of presents a bit more legitimate than some of the other positions we have reviewed. This one has better English, is laid out a lot better, but there's still those red flags that you can see. Okay, so for example, things that are not capitalized that are supposed to be capitalized, things that seem too good to be true. The requirements at the bottom there are just super, super basic for a salary of $3,200 a month. Just basic knowledge of MS Office, basic computer skills. You need to be able to print documents. And the reason they put that in there is because the documents that you would need to be able to print is the checks when they send you these fake checks. And so you would print them and then you would attempt to, cash them at the bank, and you would get in trouble and they wouldn't. So something to be aware of. All right, so I think this is my last one. This person applied for what they thought was a legitimate opportunity, a legitimate job. And so the recruiters, so-called recruiters, texted them. So this kind of starts off with them telling her that her resume was reviewed and that she would let them know if she was interested. And the position is, first of all, there were so many different positions: data entry, executive, administrative assistant, customer service, medical biller, bookkeeper, and she got to choose. And then after choosing, she was told, hey, we reviewed, we confirmed you're qualified, you've got the job. And they even went as far as to send her, in that third screenshot, an actual offer letter for the position. And she reached out to them and she let them know that her name apparently was misspelled, or there was like some incorrect grammar on the so-called offer letter. And it seems like they got a bit upset. They just said that's not an issue. And they went straight to asking her if she has a printer. So this is, again, another one of those jobs. And she said she doesn't have a printer. And so they just basically just went straight ahead. They told her the check would be sent to her mail. And she can print it out. And then they wanted to ask her, is that something that you can do? But she doubled back and she's like, hey, but then I told you that the document has some errors on it and it's not a professional letter. And then they go ahead and they were like, they basically turned it around on her and asked her if she made a mistake. They understand that she made a mistake, but she has nothing to be worried about. And they kind of just move through the process. She's confused, wondering, how did she make a mistake? She asked them to send it again. And she asked them about onboarding information and things like that. And just the entire time, everything was super, super sketchy. This so-called Elizabeth Noel person told her she would get in touch with her training supervisor. And so this girl's not letting go. She's telling them, I asked you about this. You didn't respond. The person said, oh, I'm sorry. She asked about taxes. No proper response, just I'll keep you updated. Again, they double back to the printer. Do you have a printer? Can you print things out? The check will be sent to your email. So they're very, very relentless when it comes to this check stuff and this fraud stuff. So you want to be, this is just a huge sign. You're asking questions and they're not properly responding to your questions, but they're kind of laser focused on the check. Can you print the check? Can you print the check? Do you have a printer? So that's super important to them. And if nothing else was a red flag before this point, definitely their persistence and just that one detail should be a huge one. So here, by this time, she obviously knows that this is a scam, and she just started to ghost this person. And then another so-called employee of the company reached out to her and telling her basically she needs to go back and talk to the so-called hiring manager. And by this time, sis is just tired of it. She's fed up of this nonsense. And she's just like, you know what? Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. What you're doing is not right. With your fake checks. And, she basically called them out for being professional scammers. And basically she put a prayer on them too, that they would stop the foolishness. And I really cannot blame her. I really can't. And I hope that her message had an impact on them behind their computers, just doing the devil's work, trying to take advantage of people. So again, just to summarize, here are some signs to look for: bad English, no proper official website provided, unrealistic compensation. Instructions to apply include PM me, DM me, comment below, send me a message. Interviews via platforms such as Google Hangouts, Telegram, WhatsApp, Messenger, and instructions to send them a check or ship them something, or promises that you'll make tens of thousands of dollars in a short space of time. Alright, so that is it for this video. I hope that it was helpful in helping you to understand when to be cautious online and what to do to avoid scams and frauds. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace.